New Bethesda game Starfield offers freedom and an impressive character customization, significantly improved in comparison to the previous titles like Skyrim and Fallout 4, including never-before-seen features that haven't appeared before in any Bethesda game. Welcome back, it's Deltia from StarfieldGuides.com, and in this video, I'm going to break down the important points of both the Bethesda gameplay trailer and an IGN interview with Todd Howard that reveal glimpses of Starfield's character creator. This is the first time we've seen the details, and if you're like me, an RPG and sci-fi lover, you can't wait to see how your character's starting appearance, background, and traits not only affect combat performance, but storytelling and replayability.
But ultimately, it's not our story, it's the story you create by who you are and the choices you make. And that starts with character creation.
Starfield is set to release sometime in 2023 as a Microsoft, Xbox, and PC exclusive. The game is set in the year 2330, akin to other RPGs from the studio like Skyrim and Fallout, with an emphasis on exploration. But before you can do that, you must create your character. Various alien races, droids, and robots were shown in glimpses of the gameplay trailer during the Xbox and Bethesda Showcase 2022. But as far as we know, character customization will focus on only humans. Just looking at the character creation preview video, we can tell just how creative players can be in creating their perfect protagonist. This also means we can expect a variety of NPCs appearances, offering a better gameplay experience. Starfield's character creation system offers multiple options to create diverse and unique characters, such as biometric ID, body, face, background, and traits. The first, Biometric ID, is the preset menu. You can choose one of the base models and customize it further in the next Character Creator tab. You can also keep one of these loadouts. If we break down this screen further, we'll see an employee number at the bottom, which we have no idea if this has an impact on story or a randomly generated number. Like Skyrim, I would love if this number had some relevance in the story and NPC's reaction, similar to a show like Star Wars, Clone Wars series, where the clones were known by numbers.
Do I make myself clear, CT 7567?
So far, it looks like we can select at least one of 14 presets. We see a note in the bottom left that says biometrics can be changed later in the game by visiting a genetics facility. We don't know whether these facilities are going to be available on your own ship or across civilized Starfield planets. We also don't know if they're going to be free, in-game currency, or earned some other way, but I'd imagine be similar to Fallout 4. Next up is body. This tab, players can select from up to 3 options to customize their character's body. First, we have the body type preset that can be adjusted by using the circular grids with 3 extreme areas: muscular, thin, and heavy. Changing the balance of the grid with the dots position, you can define your character's musculature, weight, and body structure. As of now, we don't know if these presets will influence the gameplay. Next, we have a very interesting setting, that's walk style, which lets you pick your character's walking animation. We don't know how many available options we will be able to choose from on the game's final release. This is the first time we've seen a walk style option in a Bethesda game, and the last slider simply allows us to change our skin tone. Next up, we get to face. A character's facial attributes can be adjusted in the face tab. Unfortunately, during the Bethesda showcase, Todd Howard didn't spend much time on this category. However, using the slider, we have numerous options to choose from to adjust complexion, eye, head shape, hair, and hair color. Howard also reassures that Starfield character customization is the most flexible yet. One of the biggest strengths of Bethesda is storytelling. And next we get backgrounds. You can choose one of your character's origin stories from 20 available in total. In an interview with IGN, Todd Howard explains,
the character customization and the character creation, so many character backgrounds to choose from. Beast Hunter, Bouncer, Chef, Diplomat, Gangster, Ronin. Those are some of the ones that jumped out at me. How many are in there, and what's your favorite that maybe you've been messing around in a build lately that's you've been having fun with?
I might get the number wrong, Ryan. Maybe there's 20.
Okay.
We add or remove.
Yeah.
And that really is, think of it like a class, kind of. It's a start.
Right.
Here are your starting skills. There is some dialogue that works into that choice, and some other options in the game based on what you picked?
The background is the quote-unquote starting class. This setting will determine your 3 starting skills and how the game environment and NPC characters will react and interact with your character. As we know from previous Bethesda titles, what skills and which path you decide next is completely up to you with no limitations. Not every NPC's reaction to your character's origin can be positive. Some may accuse you of being a murderer because they learn you're a gangster, or they simply don't like your chef's cuisine. And this background is where I think the replayability of the game and beyond appearance could be huge for RPG fans. Re-rolling character after character, seeing how your origin background decision influences the outcome of your NPC interactions. We already know Starfield is said to have 2 times the total dialogue as Skyrim and much more than Fallout 4, which has to have some NPC interactions core to the experience, especially influenced by your background. So far, we've seen up to 16 character backgrounds: Beast Hunter, Bouncer, Bounty Hunter, Chef, Combat Medic, Cyber Runner, Cyberneticist, Cyberneticist, I think that's right, Diplomat, Explorer, Gangster, Homesteader, Industrial, Long Hauler, Pilgrim, Professor, and Ronin. We do have specific details about 5 of the characters' background. First, we have Chef. The starting skills for the chef: gastronomy. You can craft special foods and drink and research additional recipes at your research lab. Dueling. Melee weapons deal 10% more damage. Wellness. Gain 30 points into max health. This could be very interesting for builds designed around crafting, depending on the impact of this feature. In games like The Witcher, crafting potions, learning recipe was core to your performance, so I'm interested to see where this goes in the game Starfield. Next up, we have Cyberneticist. Starting skills: medicine, Madpex heal for 10% more damage. Robotics, you deal 10% more damage to robots and turrets. And lasers. Laser weapons do 10% more damage. This background seems pretty traditional performance-based, but who knows if cyberneticists, and specifically robots, have some really impactful interactions with NPCs and quests later on. Next up, we have Cyber Runner. Starting skills: pistol certification. Pistols deal 10% more damage. Security, you can attempt to hack advanced lock and banks 2 auto attempts. Persuasion, gain an increased chance of success in speech challenges. Cyberrunner has 2 unique perks that are more story-centric, and this could be a great starting character for non-gun-wielding fanatics. Other games like The Outer World use the persuade and dialogue check to a greater degree than previous Bethesda titles. You could skip entire quest lines with high persuasion. Similarly, a game in early access at the making of this video is Baldur's Gate 3, a Dungeons & Dragons based game that also relies heavily on emphasis of speech checks and dice rolls. Now, I imagine Starfield won't have D&D dice rolls, but it begs the question, just how impactful will speech checks be? I can't wait to find out. Moving along, and that's Combat Medic. Starting skills, we got pistol certification. Pistols do 10% more damage. Medicine, medpacks heal for 10% more. We've already seen those 2, so there's some redundancies in these. And then weightlifting, increasing total carrying capacity by 10 kilograms. Okay, we have an important one to RPG fans, and especially Bethesda fans, and that's carrying capacity. If you're like me, 90% of my gameplay in Fallout 4 was, well, collecting aluminum cans, duct tape, and random junk just to build more settlements, mainly turrets. I'm sure you can carry very little to start, and I'm assuming your spaceship will be the hub for materials until you settle, colonize an outpost in a planet. But this could be a good starting background, considering that you can change it later on to something more performance-based. Diplomat is up next. Starting skills: persuasion, gain an increased chance to success on speech challenges. Diplomacy, you can force a target NPC at or below your level to stop fighting for a while. And bargaining, buy items for 5% less or sell them for 10% more. Again, Diplomat, heavy emphasis on speech and non-combat. It's another signpost telling me and speculating here, but the game will be heavy dialogue speech checks with a decent emphasis on combat, but not entirely. I know some other games it's very popular to try to complete the main story without firing a single shot or swinging your sword. Maybe you're one of them, this could be your background. Lastly, we have traits. So beyond backgrounds, players can select up to 3 attributes from a wide list of traits to shape their character even further. Each provide unique advantages and disadvantages, and thus traits are optional. Consider traits an optional thing that adds a little bit of flavor to your story and a little bit more to the storytelling aspect. However, some traits cannot be combined with others. For example, you can't have an introvert trait combined with an extrovert trait. We don't know how exactly the traits traits will influence the gameplay yet. We have some details about a couple of them. For example, with Kid Stuff trait, your character will be able to visit their parents, and 10% of all money players earn will be deducted and sent to the parents. We all know a parent like that out there. This opens possible dialogue options and maybe special quests or even events in-game. Here's a screenshot of the captured traits we've seen so far. Introvert, Kid Stuff, Neon Street Rat, Raised Enlightenment, Raised Universal, Serpent's Embrace, Spaced, and Starter Home. Link in the description below if you wish to see them all in more detail. Other traits we've seen but we don't know a whole lot about are Alien DNA, fascinating one here, Empath, Extrovert, Free Start Collective Settler, Taskmaster, Terra Firma, United Colonies Native, and Unwanted Hero. Now you're starting to see the complexity and sheer number of variables in creating your character in Starfield. Beyond appearance, you have backgrounds and traits which influence your character's performance, but also NPCs' reactions, dialogue, and story. And this is what gets me so excited about the game, similar to the Mass Effect trilogy. In that game, your choice in Game 1 carried over to Game 2 and 3, creating this accumulation of storytelling and decision-making with fascinating repercussions lasting over 3 games. Well, we don't know if Starfield will ever get a sequel, but it's enough to get excited about character creation outside of appearance and performance. Because just like previous Bethesda titles, the NPCs, the interactions for who you are, what you chose at the start, gives a lot of immersion and sense of ownership of your specific character. And if you like one, why not try another? And this is where I could see people like me and others re-rolling characters after character to see just how our game shakes out. And that's everything we know about the character creation in Starfield revealed so far. Bethesda officially confirmed that in the upcoming months, more will be revealed about Starfield. We will be doing a deep dive at StarfieldGuides.com and also this channel specifically. At StarfieldGuides.com, we're even going to have a Starfield countdown when the game's release date is announced, a Starfield builder, which will allow you to customize your characters and eventually share builds once the details emerge on launch. I'd highly encourage you to click that subscribe here and then go over to the website and subscribe to the newsletter so you'll get the updated latest posts and guides when the game launches. Also consider checking me out at twitch.tv/deltiasgaming where I'll be streaming Starfield live. Until next time, thanks for watching.